Hi, my name is Lauren Miller. I live in Maricopa, Arizona. I am happily married with 3 children. My husband is also an educator. Our oldest daughter is going to turn 16 on Friday. She's a junior in high school. And our middle child is 12. She's in 7th grade. And our baby is 10. He's in 5th grade. So 3 wonderful, beautiful children. I also teach in Maricopa. I am a high school visual arts teacher at Maricopa High School. I teach drawing, painting, AP studio art, and then sections of Art 1 as well. So pretty much everything. It's a mixed bag. And prior to teaching at Maricopa High School, I was at a school called Sequoia Pathway Academy for 7 years. And in my time there, I was a teacher. I'm a certified English and a certified art teacher. I can teach both. So in my time there, I did teach both English and art. Eventually became the instructional coach, then the curriculum instruction specialist, and then the dean of assessments and accountability, which is a very long title for a role that essentially functions much like an AP, in that I was responsible for, the daily fires that can pop up in terms of like discipline and other stuff like that. But I also personally oversaw all test coordination, all data analysis, all benchmarking, all EL testing and compliance, and NC2A compliance. I was the AP coordinator. I did all academic scheduling. I did the course catalog. It was charter. So in the world of charter, unlike in the world of big public, and I've lived in both worlds and I'm back in big public, you wear many, many hats in charter, much more so than you do in a traditional public. And so it was a wonderful learning experience for me, and that I was able to kind of get experience working in a wide range of administrative roles. However, the downside is that you are not always adequately supported, and you are often overwhelmed and not provided the resources or assistance needed to do the job as best as you would prefer to do it, or you would hope to do it. So that was a bit of a challenge. As a result, I made the decision that I wanted to come back into the classroom this year, teaching art at Maricopa High School. I'm loving it and having a great time. The reason I am still pursuing my administrative certification, though, and licensure is, one, on the off chance that I'm ever feeling crazy again and decide that I would want to go for a building level administrative position, I have the availability to do so because I do have that experience. But more so, I would ultimately love to, my hope is to eventually first become a fine art department chair, and then ultimately at some point in my career become a district director of fine arts. That would be my absolute dream job. And I feel that having an administrative certificate is just one more piece that can help move me to that level. I would hate for it to be a hurdle or an obstacle to me being able to pursue one of those positions down the road. So I feel like it's important to just have that certificate, even though I am very much quite thrilled to be back in the art classroom at the moment. I loved being an administrator in many ways, but I got into education specifically to work with teenagers. I mean, I left a previous leadership position to go into education. I was a retail manager for MAC Cosmetics for several years before making the transition to education. And so I made that career change specifically because I wanted to work with kids. And I felt like in my role in administration, I spent a lot of time managing adults and managing adult behaviors, and I'd already done that with Mac. So it just felt right to come back into the classroom for me at the moment and be back amongst the people, my teenagers. Anyway, so yeah, that's my educational background and my leadership background. I actually already have a master's degree. I have a master's in education from ASU. It's in secondary education. I actually earned my certificate through the NMAC program at ASU. So I'm not necessarily looking to get a second master's in this program. What I'm looking to do, and this class will actually be my, I believe, magic number, 18th credit hour. I'm looking to do 18 additional EDA credit hours because I do have the 4 years of administrative experience. And I'm looking to see if I can use that to get a certificate. Because I'm not willing to do all the work of another full second master's. That just seems incredibly unappealing to me, especially given that my career passion is not to be a career administrator in a traditional sense. Anyway, enough about that. Strands. Looking at the professional standards for principals, I feel very confident in strands 1 and 2. I was privileged to be part of many discussions surrounding redoing vision statements, building campus culture, building campus community, celebrating our successes in terms of the campus culture and community we had, and really got to see a great example of what administrators doing things right looked like. And I was very grateful for that. And then I also had the privilege of seeing what charter corporations do wrong to crush that innovation happening at a building site level, which is unfortunate. But as a result, I feel very confident that I understand and have a deep and innate appreciation for not only the ethics, but what it takes to build and drive culture and build those relationships that are necessary to build and drive culture. So I feel very good about strands 1 and 2. Strand 9, operational stuff, I think I could definitely use some help with. I feel very confident with assessments. I feel very confident with academic scheduling, anything with college compliance, EL compliance. But when it comes to things like budget, for example, I am not confident in knowing what item would be pulled from M&O versus being pulled from Title, and what's allowed to be pulled from Title I, and when you can use your Title III funds. Those things I don't feel super confident about. And then Standard 6, which is the supervision of instruction, basically the managing adults part. And I love working with teachers that are receptive and really want to grow and really care about kids learning. I struggle on how to navigate personalities that are resistant or defensive. The defensive piece is really hard because it just is such a turnoff to me as a person. When you can't take constructive criticism, that it's very hard for me. And so that's an opportunity I have that I need to work to get past. I believe, and then just a reflection in general on my leadership style. I am all about the Simon Sinek model. It is all about being of service to others and building those relationships and building trust and being there for people and being human and coming from a place of care. So I am not about a hierarchical authoritarian model. I am all about that collaborative, supportive, positive leadership model. And I think it's incredibly important going forward. So yeah, I think that's probably everything you need to hear from me. And I look forward to working with all of you this semester. Thank you very much.